Thank God, it's a Friday. Hello po at kamusta po kayong lahat? Sana po ay nasa mabuti tayong kalagayan. Friday na naman at welcome sa July 9 edition ng The Stock Market Today. Ito po si Benji Chodoro. Ako po ay isang retired bank officer na nagsimula mag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007 and I do this report daily na sinimulan ko po ng August of last year. Mag-1 year na po tayo next month. I also report the latest news on your favorite and most active stocks, and if you like the content, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. And if you have stocks in mind that you want reviewed, please comment on the comment box and I will prioritize. Ang news po natin ay tungkol sa Metro Pacific and the latest updates on short selling, plus we will be answering a query from Mike Miguel. Kasama na rin ang resulta ng trading sa ating Philippine Stock Exchange ngayong araw, Friday, July 9, 2021, dito lamang sa The Stock Market Today. Don't go away. Okay po, let's start with our news item. Siguro, let's start with Cavitex first. Cavitex C5 link seen operational next year. The Department of Public Works and Highways, or DPWH, said on Thursday that it expects the Cavitex 5 link, a segment of the Manila-Cavite Toll Expressway project, to be completed next year. With the progress we have seen on-site, we are optimistic that the Cavitex C5 link segment will be completed next year, DPWH Secretary Mark Villar said in a statement. We look forward to the completion of this project because aside from helping decongest EDSA, Sales Road and other major thoroughfares, this expressway will help reduce travel time of our motorists from Cavitex to Makati and Taguig and vice versa. The Manila-Cavite Toll Expressway project is a joint venture of the Cavitex Infrastructure Corp and the Philippine Reclamation Authority. CIC said its representatives and officials from the DPWH inspected the progress of the Cavitex C5 links or link segments 2 and 382 on Wednesday. Segment 2 is a 1.9 kilometer 2x3 lane portion that will connect Cavitex R1 to Sucat, bypassing Sucat Road and Quirino Avenue. Meanwhile, segment 382 is a 1.6 kilometer 2x3 lane portion that will connect Merville to RSG subdivision in Pasay. Together with CIC, we continue to double our efforts while looking after the safety of its workers to ensure complete segment 382 by the first quarter of 2022 and segment 2 by the third quarter of next year. CIC and Cavitex C5 link operational segment 3A1 from Merville to Taguig currently serves as an average of 12,000 motorists per day. Maiksi lang link na ito, yung Cavitex C5 link, yung Merville to Taguig. Siguro mga 1 kilometer lang yata to. Pero nagko-cross lang siya ng Skyway. Nagko-cross lang siya ng both the Skyway and the South Luzon Expressway. So upon completion, the whole 7.7 kilometer segment will benefit some 50,000 motorists, particularly those coming from Taguig, Makati, Las Piñas, and Pasay, it noted. Okay, so let me share with you the commentary of BTO Nomura on this news. Ang sabi niya dito, we think that the expressway will lead to traffic gains for Cavitex, which is positive for Metro Pacific. We do not see any additional upside risk from the project completion as the project has already been incorporated in our forecasts. We have a buy rating on MPI with a target price of 660 and continue to like the name given its strong earnings recovery prospects and undemanding valuations, 59% discount to NAV. So, napaka-undervalued po nung Metro Pacific and which made Mike Miguel to comment, but let's go to that later, no? The next portion of our news is regarding the latest updates on short selling. As you can see, the PSE is pushing for short selling, pero hindi pa niya ma-implement as of now. The Philippine Stock Exchange will continue to pursue its plan to allow short selling in the local bourse this year, despite experiencing delay in securing regulatory approvals. Unfortunately, foreign investors continue their exit from the market, and I really believe, and I've been trying to impress this upon our regulators, that the passage of these new rules on short selling could help attract foreign investors back to our market. PSE President and Chief Executive Officer Ramon S. Monson said in an interview with Bloomberg Markets on Thursday. Short selling happens when investors sell borrowed securities when prices are high. They will then buy this back once prices fall. So, ngayon kasi is long position lang po ang allowed. Hindi po tayo pwede mag-short position or mag-short sell. Ang long position kasi is you buy at a lower price and sell at a higher price. Pero short selling or shorting a position means that you expect the prices, or sa long position, you expect the prices to go up. Kaya nagbabay ka ng at a lower price and sell at a higher. Yan yung view mo. Pero sa short selling, ang view mo is baliktad. You expect the prices to fall. So, anong gagawin mo para kumita sa short sell? You will sell at a higher price and buy at a lower price. But selling at a higher price entails selling securities. You sell borrowed securities when prices are high and you buy it back when prices fall. So, doon ka kumikita. You sell at a higher, buy at a lower. So, ganun po ang short selling pero hindi nila magawa. The PSE is currently trying to address two regulatory hurdles as it awaits go signals from Securities and Exchange Commission and the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Okay, so this is our latest news on short selling, so hindi pa nila ma-implement. Now, before we continue with the PSE, let me share with you the commentary and question of Mike Miguel. Ang sabi niya, Sir, if pwede, pa-review naman po ng MPI for tomorrow. Very undervalued pero kahit anong mga news di talaga tumataas. Magandang upside but I really don't get it. Bakit hanggang dun lang yung range niya? Salamat po. Okay, napakagandang tanong yan, Mike Miguel, And I wonder if you are related to G. Miguel. G. Miguel was my classmate in high school. Anyway, Mike, good question. At maraming salamat sa inyong tanong. In one of my videos, in fact, in one of my links below, yung number 2, meron po ako ang introduction to the Philippine stock market. And I have a segment there on how to choose which stocks to buy. There are two ways to analyze stocks. The first is using technical analysis, and this is what I use to review the most active stocks. Yung top 10 po na ginagawa ko po araw-araw, technicals po yan. And the other one is called fundamental analysis. Yan ang ginagawa ng maraming brokerages like Call Financials and BDO Securities. So what's the difference between technical analysis and fundamental analysis? So when I talk, say for instance, when I talk of support and resistance, RSI or Relative Strength Index, moving averages, directional movement index, and other indicators, I'm talking about technical analysis. But when I talk about the price-earnings ratio, the debt-to-equity ratio, the value of the company, yan po ay fundamental analysis. Technicals are used mostly to buy and sell, used by traders. Fundamentals are used by long to medium term investors. Okay? Technicals tells you when to buy or sell. Fundamentals tells you if a company is a good company and you can buy that stock. It can also tell you when to sell or what price to sell, but it does not tell you when to buy. So, when I talk of support and resistance, technical analysis yan. Pero when I tell you that the value of the company or the value of the stock is, say, example, Metro Pacific, ang value niyan is 6 pesos and 60 centavos, sabi ng analyst, sabi ng pag-aaral ni BDO, 660 ang presyo ng stock na yan. Pero ang value niyan sa ngayon is, say, 380. So in other words, meron kang upside ng mga 60+%. That is fundamental analysis. Fundamentals answer the question what, while technicals answer the question when. So wag ka malito dyan. No? So some would only use technicals dahil mas komportable sila doon. Some uses purely fundamentals dahil comfortable din sila gamitin lang yon. Usually mga long-term investors yan. A good example of a fundamental investor is Warren Buffett. He is the 4th richest man in the world. The use of fundamentals and technicals, choice niyo yan. So, baka tanong niyo sa akin, pwede bang i-mix ang technicals and fundamentals? My answer is yes. In my case, but this is me, I use fundamentals to choose the stocks to buy, but I use technicals on when to buy or sell the stock. Okay? Sa selling kasi, pwede both fundamentals and technicals. So technicals, you buy on support, sell on resistance. Pero sa fundamentals, in some instances, may pag-aaral na sinasabi ng fundamentals ng stock ay ito yung value ng kumpanya and it is worth this much, say 660 in the case of MPI. So, yun yung nagiging target price based on fundamentals. Another difference between fundamentals is that fundamentals uses the financial statements while technicals uses purely the charts, candlestick charts for examples. So, pagka sinabi kong, ito yung support niyan, ito yung resistance niyan, pero ang tunay na presyo niyan ganito. So, support and resistance, technicals po yan. Fundamentals po yung tunay na value ng kampanya or the stock. Huwag ka ma-confuse doon. So, I'm talking of two different things when I tell you those things. Support and resistance is technicals. The value of the stock is fundamentals. Pero that's how I incorporate fundamentals in technical analysis. So, kung gusto kong mag-invest, titingnan ko muna yung fundamentals ng kumpanya. And then, I look at the technicals on when to time my buying and when to time my selling. O minsan kasi, kung mas mataas yung real value niya, yung target price niya, kesa dun sa technicals, dun ako sa higher target price. Di ba? Pero, syempre, mag-aantay tayo. Hindi natin alam kung kailan may hit yung target price ng fundamental. Pero sa technicals, alam natin na if it hits resistance, pwede ka na mag-sell doon. Okay po? Malinaw na po, Mike? I hope I have answered your question at sana ay may natutunan po tayo from this discussion. If you want to know more about technicals and fundamentals, you click on the second link, an introduction to the Philippine stock market, and meron na po akong segment doon on fundamentals versus the technicals. Okay po? So let's now go to what happened. Let's now see what happened to the Philippine Stock Exchange Index today. Okay, the PSEI. Wow, it lost 90.07 points or 1.3%. So medyo malaki-laki din ang bagsak ni PSE, no? Pero nag-recover po siya, no? Because I think in the last few minutes, let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. Yan po, nag-recover po siya dito in the final 45 minutes, in the final 15 minutes rather. It has been moving down in the first 15 minutes of trading until here in 12:30, bigla siyang tumaas dito in the last 30 minutes. Anyway, yan po ang PSEI today na nag-decline, Kasi yesterday I was seeing this as a weak candlestick pero biglang tumuloy siya dahil most probably Friday is a profit-taking day. And influenced din siya partly by the US markets, Dow Jones and S&P 500 are also down. Anyway, na-reach po niya yung level na 6,900 or 6,700 before settling at 6,834.92. So in the market summary, 153 companies declined, 59 advanced while 43 remained unchanged. The all-share index also declined by 0.94%, while all the sectoral indices are down. The decliners was led by the holding companies at 1.52%, followed by mining at 1.43%. Puro red po siya. So we'll now be reviewing the top 10 most active stocks, and we'll start with Metro Pacific, SMPH, ICT, Ali, BDO, SM, MONDE, JFC, AC, and ACEN. Okay, so unahan po natin si Metro Pacific, requested by Mike Miguel. Alam nyo, Metro Pacific, umabot siya ng 375. Actually, ang gandang bumili. Ngayon, magandang bumili. Na-reach na po niya yung resistance level. Actually, ito na po yung resistance niya. Yan po. Resistance level na po ito. But the next resistance after that ay nandito na. So the first resistance level is at 375, while the second resistance level is at 360 to 370. Yan po yung area yan. So when I talk of support and resistance, these are areas and not exact points. Makita po natin na yan po yung lowest that it can go, but the resistance level is here at 414. So I'm talking of technicals here, pero ang tunay na presyo based on fundamentals naman to ay 6 pesos and 60 centavos. So when I talk of support and resistance, again, I use charts, pero fundamentals uses financial statements po. So yun po yung pagkakaiba. So wag po kayo mako-confuse kung if I'm discussing support and resistance tapos bigla kong papasukan ng fundamentals, Kasi dalawa po ang ginagamit ko sa aking analysis. I use fundamentals to choose my stocks, but I use technicals on the timing, on when to buy. Pero when to sell, if the fundamental price is higher than the resistance, dun po ako sa higher price. Pero, of course, alam ko yung downside niyan ay mag-aantay ka. Hindi mo alam kasi kung kailan may hit yung fundamental price niya na 660 as against yung 413, which is just around the corner. Diba? Okay po. Then after that is SMPH. Okay, SMPH is moving sideways. It also lost 60 centavos. Actually, it has a long tail like most of the stocks that we have now. And it is just at support level. Nasa EMA 100 po at 35.89 yung ating support dito, while resistance is here at 38.06. Now, areas po yan. So, yan po, dyan lang po naglalaro sa SMPH, and the sentiment right now is bearish. And then we have Ali. Si Ali is also bearish with support at 35.52 or within that vicinity. Pero yung resistance level ay lagay po natin dito sa right now, nandito po sa 37.40 to 37.50 po yung resistance level niya. And then BDO. So most of the stocks fell today. I think it's more of profit-taking and the sentiment on inflationary pressure kasi nagde-depreciate ang ating Philippine peso against the US dollars, and yung market sa America, Dow Jones and S&P 500 are down. Okay, so bearish po si BDO ending at 111.50. So back to another support level at 110, This area 110 to 111 yung pinaka support level niya, and it went as low as 110. And then after BDO we have SM. Yan, SM is also moving sideways, almost a doji, ending at 1,000, losing 10 pesos. But the sentiment is also actually sideways, neutral po si SM. If you will be drawing a Darbas box, within that area lang po siya gumagalaw with a higher border at 1020 and the lower border at 980 or within that vicinity. Then after SM, we have MONDE. Down din yata to si MONDE. Uy, up si MONDE ah. It reached the resistance level here. Yan po, 17 pesos ang resistance level niya with another support forming here at this area, no? 1610 to 1618 o 1615 to 1620 yung forming support dito. And then after Monde is JFC. Okay, JFC declined by 720 and it is a red candlestick with the nearest support is here at 200 pesos. The nearest resistance is also here at 217 to 217.20. And then Ayala Corporation, puro red po ito. Okay, it ended in the red, losing 18 centavos to 784 with resistance at the MO100 at 779.19 or within that vicinity. With resistance, pinakamalapit po is 823 or within 823, the 823 level. And then finally we have ACEN. Yan, ACEN continues to move a bit higher. So it is probably reaching resistance level, although yung ating indicators are still bullish with support at MO20. No? Green candlestick appears to be moving sideways, but the general direction is still upwards. The R bullish also at 65, and I think ACEN is one bright spot in the Philippine stock market. Yan po ang ating report sa stock market. July 9, 2021. Ito po si Benji Chadoro reminding you, mag-ingat sa COVID at sa mga scams. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik. Hanggang sa muli, happy weekend. God bless and bye for now.